What is it about this 5-step process with success therapy that makes it so powerful in that we can see such immediate results?
Great question, and I believe that, again, it's because we're actually getting to the programming of the mind. That it's just like if there's an issue with Microsoft Word and you go into the programming of the software, you're actually getting to why it's not functioning the way you expect it to when you're using the software, as opposed to just dealing with what you think might be the issue of having a wrong font, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, definitely.
Because most kind of therapies, when you go in, are dealing with, okay, well, why are you freaking out on your teenager? Why is your teenager freaking out on you? As opposed to, okay, what's causing that reaction to their trigger in the first place? It's not necessarily just what's going on right here now, although it could be. But more often than not, what's going on in the here and now is only a symptom of the programming that we already have in our subconscious mind. We're just playing out, and we're just acting on a belief that's been there for 10, 20, 30, 50 years.
Yeah, now it seems to me, just hearing this, that, if you have some belief that's been there for that long, how is it that you're able to change those things so quickly?
Which is a great question. A lot of people have that. If it's so ingrained in me, then how am I going to get rid of this? But as a computer programmer yourself, if you go into the background of software and you change the programming and you hit save, how long is it going to take for that change to take place?
Right, it's instantaneous.
Right, it doesn't matter how long it's been there. It's completely irrelevant how long it's been there. Now, there may be added trauma because it's been there so long and because that idea has been reinforced so often that new trauma augments it and kind of reinforces that idea and says, well, this is just the way it is because it happens to me all the time. So we may have to go through different issues and different circumstances that have come up because of that, which takes a little longer to resolve. But in a 2-hour process, we're looking through at all of those.
So it's almost like, there might be cases where that code is still there, but you're no longer calling it as a result of this particular trigger, but maybe there's something else that happens in your life and, now it comes back to that, but we can go and reprogram that one too.
Absolutely. That's exactly the way it works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah, it's when we go through a scenario, oftentimes when a client will come in, and they're dealing with an issue, maybe we get to, the 3 big things that were attached around that one main idea. But then there can still be kind of tendrils hanging off or other ideas that are still connected to that one main concept. So you're exactly right. They may notice that, hey, when so-and-so did it, I had no reaction whatsoever. But I did notice now that my younger one does that too, and I had a reaction to that. I never noticed that before. So then we can deal with that one that comes up. Or if it's what we like to call core issues, where something enormous like somebody's self-worth, they don't think they're good enough. A core issue will tend to have a lot of issues attached to it. So it doesn't just play out when somebody says you're not good enough. It also plays out when someone says, I don't think this is quite the way I want it. So the subtleties become more infiltrated within somebody's life. So some of the issues will take more than one session to be able to resolve in order for them to go, okay, I noticed a huge impact in this area. They'll still notice a difference, but because it's kind of all-encompassing in their life, it can take longer to resolve than just one session. So major issues like chronic depression may take us 6 or 12 sessions, but compared to traditional therapy where it could have taken 22 years to deal with it, 12 sessions is pretty short.
Absolutely. And especially when we're talking about core areas, those affect us so much more in our daily lives. So, spending a bit more time to get those worked out is clearly something that's worthwhile.
Exactly.
What are the types of things that you feel you can really help people out in a hurry?
That's a great question. And yes, specifics like allergies, most allergies can be resolved in one session. things like allergies to grass or cat dander or, the minor things. Something where nobody goes into anaphylactic shock over. They just get a runny nose and runny and itchy eyes, things like that, or the swelling. Issues like that we can usually get rid of in one session. And habits like stop smoking or somebody who's a self-declared addict to sweets. We can get rid of those in one session.
Wow, that's incredible. Mm-hmm. Well, Michelle, this is a lot of fantastic information, and I've really enjoyed chatting with you about this, and I've learned a lot already today, and I look forward to speaking with you next time.
Thank you, Reg. I appreciate you inviting me out.